Am I the only one that is traumatized constantly, daily about this P. Diddy situation? This trial that's going on? My God. My Mia. I just don't understand. How can anybody be this freaky? Like, how? Is this kind of freaky even like allowed? Oh man, I don't know what you know about this. So if you, matter of fact, if you don't know about this, you've been living under a rock, right? I totally understand that these other people that have a life to live and don't have the time to be going through like the court transcripts. And why I'm talking transcripts, because obviously this is a federal case. This is not nothing like Johnny Depp and Amber Rose, so it's not televised. I wish it was. I honestly wish it was. You know, I feel like we would have had so many clips, so much material if we saw the faces of Diddy, Cassie, um, Dawn, Dawn Richard, who else? All the Diddy's assistants, even Diddy's team, his lawyers. Because apparently he got like a whole team. I think 9 lawyers in total. We're gonna do a separate video where we just sort of just focus on, you know, just catching up on this Diddy trial, and I'm gonna sort of break it down into segments and have shorter streams, shorter videos. But right now, this is just the first vent of like, this is not even a planned. I don't have like any planned material to show per se, but I just have some feelings to share, because here's where I approach this from. I am somebody that, unfortunately, Diddy was one of the people that I looked up to. I admired the fact that he was a successful black man in a very, 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 very difficult landscape for any black person to succeed and have that much level of wealth. He was really an inspiration to me. And when this broke out, I didn't believe it. But you know what? There were signs. Maybe I chose not to see them, but there were signs. Maybe I chose to be inspired and more focus on that, and not try and like criticize and scrutinize. But there were signs. And oh, all the things that are happening now right now. It's almost like Cat Williams was a prophet, you know. He told us that things are gonna go down, and he was talking. Did he do that interview last year? And ever since, it's just been terrible. It's just been terrible. So, anyway, so I want to welcome you to the channel. You know, the channel is called Botswana Reacts, mainly because I'm from Botswana, and also my YouTube name is Botswana. So I want to just say that is how we ended up here. And also, the other thing is, um, you can call me Bots for short. If you don't know, um, yeah, if you don't know how to refer to me, you can call me Bots. That's one of my names. But anyway, I just want to vent out first, because this is not even really an interactive stream, because there is nobody to interact with. The channel has got like what, 10 subscribers or less or something like that. But I hope that it will grow. And we'll have, you know, like all kinds of material, all kinds of content on this channel. So yeah, so I'm confident that it's gonna grow. But unfortunately, the first piece of content is about Diddy and Cassie and this crazy trial about freakouts. Now, I want to get to what is really happening, because I guess the best way to catch up with things is to start with what's happening right now. If you're one of those people that has gone to a school and you start the semester late, like a few weeks early, like a few weeks late, pardon me, like maybe a week and a half late, you know, the teacher is not going to be like, let's go to day one. You just got to get on with it. You catch on and you try and figure out what they're talking about, try and learn that module for that day, the topic for that week. And then you're going to have to find other time later on to catch up. And this is kind of like the format in which we're going to do this Diddy deep dive with no baby oil. Oh boy, we gonna need some baby oil. I can never, ever, ever look at baby oil the same after this. I don't know if I'm the only one that feels this way. But baby oil, you know, you'd see it every time on your mom's desk or grandma's, like, you know, in grandma's bedroom. You know, it was something that you just associated with somebody who takes care of you or takes care of, like, you know, young kids. And now, like, you know, I don't know, as an adult I've never really like been like, oh yeah, I should get that baby oil, you know, because I've been adulting. But I feel like I'm traumatized just knowing what its function in Diddy's life. Who knew, out of all the products in the world, Johnson and Johnson baby oil was the thing that he was into? Jesus is Lord. You know, we're gonna get into like the video where we just review the evidence that he that was found in a raid, you know, into one of Diddy's mansions. I think the Miami mansion or something. They were just looking at those pictures, I think 2 days ago in the courtroom. But what really happened today is where we're gonna start, which is Kid Cudi. Kid Cudi testifying day and night. Kid Cudi is out here testifying. Who ever thought? First of all, I've been to a Kid Cudi concert. I want to just say that, and I'm a fan of Kid Cudi. But who would have thought that Kid Cudi would go and snitch, talking to the law? You know what? Crazy. He doesn't really claim that gangster life. So Kid Cudi gives vibes of like nerdy, talented black boy in a white campus. That's who Kid Cudi is. Smart, you know what? That's to me, that's who he is. And I think, like, you know, as an actor, I don't know. You know, a lot of people that are like get some visibility end up like getting on a camera. Common on a camera is great. Kid, as an actor, you can tell he's got the chops. Kid Cudi, nah, he don't have enough baby oil on him. That's like, he doesn't shine, you know, unless there's a Kid Cudi movie out there that you know about that I should know about. But anyway, so he took the stand today, and let's go through the just key facts that happened. And this is obviously, the summary is compliments of Forbes. So prosecutors showed the jury photos taken during the raid of Combs's Miami home, which took place in March 2024 as his legal problems came to a head. Another fact is Department of Homeland Security agent Gerard Kennan testified this week about the Miami raid, telling jurors some of the drugs depicted in photographs tested positive for cocaine, ketamine, MDMA, Xanax, and hallucinogenic mushrooms. Sorry, I just want to run to read the word mushrooms because you know what? Shout out to mushrooms, man. Shiitake mushrooms, by the way. That's what I like. I don't know what you were thinking. Kennan testified the agents found dozens of bottles of baby oil and lubricant, condoms, lingerie. At least they had condoms, lingerie, and sex toys, as well as parts to AR-15 style rifles. Let's break that down for a second. Bottles of baby oil and lube, condoms, lingerie, sex toys, and parts of a gun. How do you say freak off without saying freak off? Prosecutors also showed the jury photos of injuries Ventura testified Combs had given to her, including visible bruises on her back and legs and gashes on her face. Poor Cassie Ventura. If Diddy really did it, and it looks like this is actually what's crazy about this case is like the defense is not even arguing that Diddy is not somebody who domestically violated Cassie. I think the onus on them and the approach that they're taking right now is the fact that they want to say that Diddy was not involved in sex trafficking, racketeering, or coercing Cassie into having freak-offs. And Cassie's, the prosecution feels like that's what they're saying. They're saying Diddy was very intimidating. And now this AR-15 style rifle parts aren't looking good, Puffy. I don't know how this is going to play out, but I don't think, in the words of a wise man, it's not looking good, bruv. Some of the pictures of Ventura depict her using sunglasses to pick up a black eye. She said Combs gave her during an altercation at a LA hotel in 2016. An incident captured on surveillance footage, which was published by CNN last year, after which Ventura said she had to attend the premiere for a movie she starred in. All right, yeah. We all seen this video. You know, it's a brutal video. That's actually, for me, the first video that I was just like, I wish I didn't know that about him. He stopped being my idol that day. Oh, Lord have mercy. The way he dragged that, like, bro. Yeah. Diddy was just way out of line. And you know what? Maybe he do deserve to do the time. Yeah, that just set me off, you know, just thinking about that video, because it's something that you wish you unseen. There's a couple of videos, like 2 Girls, 1 Cup. Another video that traumatized me. Yes. Some other video about, like, featuring a horse and a human being. Oh, Lord. I saw like a image, and somebody who showed me that. I was like, what are you showing me this for? And my Lord, the trauma. It's just pictures you wish you could undo, you know. So in this situation, it feels like Cassie has a lot of memories and things that she would like to undo. So yeah, anyway, and as I'm saying this, by the way, I'm looking at pictures of some of the, oh Lord, this doesn't look good, you know. This does not look good. Some of the injuries that Cassie sustained, because, like, I think those are like the first really important things. Let's look at them real quick. These are government exhibit NN102. This is Cassie's injuries on the face. that have obviously been covered up by makeup. You can see she's definitely bruised right there, and it's swollen actually. And my lord, Cassie, oh no. How would anybody do this to anyone? Diddy. Nah, fam. Oh, well, shout out to yeah, this is despicable, disgusting. And that's some of the parts of the AR-15 that were found. Of course, pills. I don't know nothing about pills, but I guess it's probably like the MDA, blah blah blah. The Xannies that were being talked about. The only thing I know about Xannies is Papa Light. I was out. No, what's that lyric again from Drake? Papa Xanny, you know what I'm saying. Whatever. I can't access it right now because I'm shook. I'm gonna need some therapy. That's gotta be the cocaine and the $100 bill. Oh man. Usually people, I heard people be using smaller bills than that. Damn, lingerie. That means Diddy really got it like that. I mean, we all knew he was rich, but damn. Look at them shoes. These gotta be the freak off material. One size. Style 1010. Popsy lingerie. Little net and everything. Okay. Oh, so imagine that net on the skin, tight like that, and then glistening with the oil, baby oil. Woo-wee. Hey. Freaky diggy diggy. Astroglide. Now, and baby oil. Look at that. Wait, didn't they say there's 1,000 bottles though? Is that like this is like a bulk order? That looks normal to me. Like as a bulk order. By the way, the way that came out did not sound right. But you know what I'm saying? If you're somebody like Diddy and you're like you have a couple of mansions, you know, then this amount of baby oil for your freak offs, it's still a lot though. And the Astroglide, my lord. Now, yeah. Oh wait. Oh, this is that. Look at that. Oh, it's more baby oil here. I thought all of this was Astroglide. I just noticed that the caps are different. One is dark purple and the other one is that color, whatever that color is. Word. Instructions for use. Screw the pressure regulator on the gas cylinder by hand. Before use, read the instruction manual. Fill with nitrous oxide, food grade, according to the manual of the cream dispenser. When the cylinder is empty, unscrew the pressure regulator and release residue gas with the pressure release nipple. Release the pressure exclusively flowing the instruction. What are we talking about here? What oxide pressure cream dispenser is going on? Yo! Nasty. This is going to be a sex education journey. This guy right here. Wow. Is all I got to say. I want to make sure we don't spend too much time because the main thing is making sure that we are covering what Kid Cudi's testimony was about. And so basically, like, there was obviously gave his testimony, apparently came out wearing, like smoking a cigarette. This Diddy thing is gonna be a movie one day. But anyway, stepped out the car smoking a cigarette, meaning that he was going to drop some bombs. And Cudi, whose last name is Miss Cudi, was asked why his relationship with Ventura ended. He said the drama was getting out of hand and that he wanted to give her some space. We all know that line. When you tell somebody, it's not you, it's me. also like, I just want to give you some space. Man, you wasn't even trying to be there long term, Cudi. When asked what drama, he mentioned the house incident that said that he feared for both their safety. When asked why, he said he knew Combs was allegedly violent. He said Cassie had told Combs would hit and kick her. So he was like being a good Samaritan and said, you know what? Let me give you some space, Miss Ventura. So anyway, so yeah, so that happened, and then from there was the cross-examination. And Cudi was asked about the investigation into the car fire. So what is really interesting, because I went through the transcripts. I'm gonna save you the trouble. This stream, because it's the first one, of not going through the transcripts with me. But there was a basically in the cross-examination of Cudi, obviously there's this rumor that Diddy pretty much blew up or sent some people to blow up Kid Cudi's car, because Diddy had once broken into Kid Cudi's home the moment when he found out that Cassie and Cudi had an affair, right? And Cassie called Cudi and told him Diddy has just found out about us, and then Cudi was like, wait, I'm confused. What? At least that's what he said in court. He said, he was confused by that because he was under the impression that Cassie and Diddy were done or in a break, And in my opinion, he knew what was going on, Kid Cudi. He was trying to score some, And at that time in the relationship, I think the industry understood that Cassie and Diddy are a thing. I think they were like maybe called fiance at one point. But anyway, he said he reached out to police a couple of times but never heard back about fingerprints, because what happened was that Diddy's defense said, like today, they said, this car blew up, and Kid Cudi got a call from his whoever was dog sitting or house sitting, and then they called Cudi and said, look, this has happened, the car blew up, blah blah blah, and then obviously the police came, and then they took some fingerprints, but the fingerprints led to a female suspect, or it led to, I guess they knew that the person was a female, that person that had touched the car. So that also kind of made a loophole there, because what happened was Kid Cudi apparently was with his ex, or there was a picture that was painted that Kid Cudi and his ex had been talking. And when exes are talking, it's most likely that they're not talking, if you know what I'm saying, if you're picking up what I'm putting down. The same way Kid Cudi was putting down and Cassie was picking up, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, so he acknowledged that there's nothing that puts Combs or anyone affiliated with Combs near his property at that time. He said his relationship with Cassie had ended and he was confused, had no clue that she had been dating Combs while they were together. He was asked about that relationship, saying Combs asked him to make a song with her in 2010. He said he liked her a lot. She was smart, talented, and fun to be with. Hey! This is a Nollywood movie, This is a telenovela. This is some drama. Because Kid Cudi is out here being asked to make a song with Cassie by Diddy. And he made more than just a song. He was like, I got a song for you. It's called Day and Night. You gonna moan all day and night. This is crazy, It's what even flips this thing to another level is how Diddy got introduced to Cassie, which I think it's not all the way clear, because there's now a rumor that Laurel London might have been the person who introduced Diddy to Cassie to Diddy, but also the rumor that I know before today was that, or my understanding was that Ryan Leslie is the one who discovered Cassie and said, listen, next election. And then there was that collaboration, me and you, and it all just kind of like, Ryan Leslie was a good guy who had found a girl, but then this girl, from Ryan Leslie's perspective, this girl just like, sees the other guy with more money, more potential to further her career. And she was like, deuces, Ryan, I am now with Puffy. And then Puffy, like also now from Puffy's perspective, it's at least from what I'm gathering from the defense, is like they said, well, this was a girl early in the relationship who knew about my kids, who knew about my relationship with Kim Porter, and also was just somebody who wanted to have freak offs with me, and sometimes initiated freak offs. And now they're trying to paint her as somebody who just got jealous and now is seeking to frame Diddy. That's the impression that I'm getting from how the cross examinations have been going, because I've been loosely following them, and especially listened to the Don Richard one. They did not cross examine Cassie's mom, who also testified, and she's the only one really that I feel like that was actually a very smart move by Diddy's defense to sort of make an accommodation and say, nah, we're not going to look good cross-examining Cassie's mom. She's going to speak on what she said she saw and knows, and then from there we're going to let it slide and move on and examine and poke holes at other people's testimonies. And today Kid Cudi's one was definitely poked at quite a bunch, and it makes it so interesting because it's like, how is this case going to end? Because there is also in that testimony, there was like mentioned that Combs, Cudi, and Cassie all met at the Soho House in Hollywood a day after the car fire. He said Combs looked like a Marvel supervillain. Combs' demeanor was very calm, which he found weird and off-putting. He said they discussed that relationship with Ventura, and that Combs said he should have known she was his girl. And, he was saying, my bad. This is Kid Cudi. And he said Ventura told him she and Combs had broken up and that he took her word for it. He said Ventura eventually joined them in the meeting, and he was upset to find out she went back to Diddy after the whole thing with with Cudi. She went back to Diddy. He later asked what he thought of Combs' response. Because Cudi said he and Combs shook hands at the end. He asked Combs, what are you going to do with my car? He said, Combs responded saying, I don't know what you're talking about. And he thought that at that moment, Combs was lying. So Cudi said he saw Combs a few years later, and Combs pulled him aside to apologize for what Cudi called all that bullshit. He said he found peace after the apology because it was the last thing he expected to hear. And this car was hit with a Molotov cocktail, by the way. This is like a concoction that really makes the thing explode, the bottle explode when it impacts something. So yeah. So anyway, so Cudi and Cassie broke up afterwards after spending Christmas together in Cassie's family house in Connecticut. Kid Cudi went and met the parents and spent Christmas with the parents. You know what I'm saying? But then he ended the relationship after that. This is crazy. Cudi said he wanted to fight Combs. And then it keeps on going. There's a lot of like details about it, but he took the stand and he was cross-examined, and there was holes that were poked by the defense, and it's going to make this a very interesting case. Tomorrow there should be some more testimonies, and we will be there. We will be there, and we shall talk about this. I want to make sure this is a 30-minute video, and I want to start getting into this habit of doing half an hour updates on the Diddy trial. So I hope that I've said some stuff that you may or may have not known, and that you enjoy this journey. This is the first video on Botswana Reacts. Let me go get some baby oil.